Hello, YouTube world. Alright. Email combo here. Just doing a rare commentary over my GTA input. As you can see, I'm GTA playthrough. As you can see, I'm resupplying my cocaine house, my GTA cocaine house. But I wanted to take a time out to make this video about why the new Terrorbyte it kind of sucks. You know, I just bought it last night. I spent the bare minimum on it because I didn't believe that it was a solid purchase, and I feared that my assumptions were true. So, as you can see here, I'm in my cocaine house. I'm in my crack house, and you know I like this. I make a lot of money on my crack. What do they call them? Long John Twatawaff, something like that they call them online. Got the chicks. They not naked like they supposed to be, but whatever. So this is where my crack house is, and then here's where my weed house is. So one of the lures, if you'll have it, of buying the Terrorbyte is that you won't have to travel from business to business in order to run your jobs. So, as an example, I'm in a public session. I did find a session with very few people in it. Somebody already texted me and was making sure that I wasn't going to be jacking with them and their deliveries. I like sessions like this. Hey, can you give me your call, please, sir? Oh, wrong button. Didn't mean to do that. Oh. And this is yet another example of why I don't feel that the Terrorbyte is all of that. So I just made a delivery, as we saw at the beginning of the video, to my crack house. This crap off. So normally, if I wanted to run between the crack house and the weed house, this is the drive that I would have to do. And for whatever reasons, you know, you can't, they don't really allow you to buy the businesses like right next door to each other. So you do wind up having to travel from one business to the next. Now, that being said, I've invested in the motorcycle club, which is right here to our left. And within the motorcycle club, you get to have different businesses. So I'll actually stop at the motorcycle club so I can further explain that, since I haven't done hardly any commentary over my GTA playthrough. So here's the motorcycle club. In order to start a motorcycle club, you had to buy the property, of course. I think the property was like 1-point-something million. And, you know, it's not all of that. One of my bikes is not, my bikes is missing. Okay, so this is the computer. They call it the open road computer. And I'm doing this intentionally. So if you go to your open road computer and, like, let's say I want to open up a new business. The next one that I'm considering is the methamphetamine The cheapest one you could buy is clearly right under $1 million. Now, if even if you buy it, you know, you still have to buy staff, run supply missions, et cetera, in order to really just buying the building is like just the entry point. They don't, all the other costs that come with actually running methamphetamine, as an example, are hidden within the building. So, as an example, I'll go finish taking the trek over to the weed house to finish explaining what I'm saying. I could have did that better, but I didn't. It's a nice little voyage between the two. Okay, so now the weed house. Go in the weed house, and let's just, for the sake of an example of this example, let's just say I'm just now opening up a methamphetamine business that I'm considering open. So these staff members that are here in my weed house, they wouldn't be here, nor would this security guard that's sitting right by this front door. Where is he? There he is. Security guard. So somewhere in here is a chick and a dude that's working on the stuff, and all these people are helping work on it as well. But the problem with almost everything in GTA is you have an open road computer here, but it's specific to the weed house. So I spent almost $300K on staff to actually grow the weed, and another $300K on the security guard that doesn't do anything at the front of the door. I haven't even bought the equipment upgrade, which will let them grow faster, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So usually what you would have to do, as you just saw, you would have to drive from the cocaine house to the weed house and then hit a steal supplies mission. And then it gives you a little job or whatever that'll let you restock the supplies. So that right there at the bottom right hand corner where it says supplies, I'm completely out of supplies. That's why none of my workers are working right now, because they don't have anything to work with. Now, in the past, or all before the Terrorbyte was released, with the release of the nightclub, I was using the SecuroServe helicopter. So you see, I real quickly registered as a CEO. I'll call my helicopter my CEO helicopter, and I'm going somewhere with this. I'm being very intentional with what I'm doing. Now, what I would do in the past is I would call a helicopter via Pegasus, which is not the same as a CEO helicopter, and pay, I think it's $500. So we'll find out. Because I'm already in one, there's no charge. Oh, it's $200, okay. So I would pay the $200, and that the $200 is not the problem. The problem is that when you pay the $200, as you just saw the helicopter show up within a, block radius of my call location, when you call Pegasus to retrieve a helicopter, they don't deliver it in the same method as the CEO helicopter. They deliver it, they being Pegasus, delivers it to the nearest airport. There are, I believe, 3 airports in the game. Those airports being, here's one, here's the second, and maybe there's four because I think that's considered one. And here's the fourth. I'm not really sure if they'll deliver to Fort Z, what's the name of it? Fort Zenocado, I think is the name of it. I'm not 100% sure that they'll actually deliver a helicopter there because you do need low-level security access in order to get into a military base. So the original assumption with 3 is probably correct, but since I have a low-level security clearance that came with my hangar to Fort Zernanaco, whatever the hell the name of it is, they may deliver the chopper there as well. All right. So that's what happens when you call it via Pegasus versus dialing it via or calling a chopper via CEO. So here we are. We're coming up to my nightclub, Technology. Show off a little helicopter landing skills here. And I've had a lot of practice running supply missions with my helicopters. So my helicopter skills have grown exponentially. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the Terrorbyte garage. Now that's one misnomer I want to clear. Some of the Reddit people will tell you that you need to buy all 5 levels of storage in order to own a Terrorbyte. That is not true. That is not true. I bought the Terrorbyte and only have 1 level of storage. So that is a misnomer. When buying my Terrorbyte, again, I bought the bare minimum. I didn't have any additions because I didn't believe that it was worth the cost. So this is where the gun rack or weapons enhancement goes. And then I believe also is where this is also where the Mach 2, I would call it a motorcycle, but jet pack with missiles and machine gun is stored, and you can upgrade it here as well. If you own the drone, I believe there's a chair right here, and if you own the turret, there's or the auto lock-on multi-firing missile, then you would sit here. But again, I didn't buy any of that stuff, and here's why. One of the misnomers, or one of the things that you may read on Reddit, suggests that doing client jobs on, she's gonna have to wait. Doing client jobs on within the Terrorbyte will give you access to all your missions within the Terrorbyte. That is true to a point. So let me give an example. Right now I am a CEO. I am not a motorcycle club president. So when I go to the Terrorbyte and I log in, it doesn't give me the option to log into Terrorbyte or to biker missions. And she's gonna just keep on calling. She's gonna have to wait. Sorry about that. So yeah, it does not give me the option to run motorcycle president jobs because I am not a motorcycle president. Let me text. Because she'll just keep on calling. You need to become a, yeah. So I can't run biker missions as a CEO. Because I own a hangar, which is in Fort Zenanaco, whatever, I can run air freight cargo as a CEO. These missions don't have, these are like missions that will give you, they're kind of like the Rockstar missions. They'll give you a handful of jobs that you can do from the Terrorbyte that will pay you out like 20 or 30K. But even with that, because I didn't buy any of the upgrades, there are only two available, and that's this robbery and the data sweep. So the targeted data, I believe that requires a drone. The diamond shopping, maybe the turret, but I'm not really 100% sure, but these last four aren't available, and I can pull out to show you, just so we get a concise video.
We've kind of hit a ceiling with the business. If you want to break that profit ceiling, invest and upgrade the equipment. I'll leave that with you.
So that's Long John Twaddle. What do they call him? I don't even know what they call him, but he's basically asking me to upgrade the equipment in either the crack house or the weed house. So I'm gonna just pull the Terrorbyte out of the garage so we can have a complete video. So going back, now that's another thing. It doesn't seem like there's a way to exit. At least I don't know of a way to exit from the cab to the nerve center without having to run around. So that's one annoyance. And now I can't even access it from here because it's not in a wide open space. I'm just learning there. I didn't even realize that. Now can I access it? Doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, so back into the terror center, the nerve center, excuse me. Okay, so going back to this, I'm a CEO, logging in. You need the drone for this one. I said that. You need the drone for that one. I did not know that. Unable to, you need another player in order. Okay, so this one you need more than one player, and this one you need. So I will try these later on with my buddies and see if, you know, we can make some decent money off of that. But as you can see, there's only these two jobs that are available for a base level Terrorbyte. So if you're a CEO or if you're interested in buying a Terrorbyte and you don't already own a hangar, you don't own an executive building, and then turn around and buy the special cargo warehouse, you don't own the vehicle storage facility that you also have to buy, which I think the minimum one on that is like 1.1 million. Or you don't own a bunker, then all of these jobs are going to be locked. If you don't own a motorcycle club, all of these jobs are going to be locked. So if you don't own any of the previous stuff, then you're only going to be able to do this. And that's just something to think about. And if you buy the bare minimum one, then you're only going to be able to do jobs 1 and 2. Okay, so let's go back. Remember how I called that helicopter as a CEO? Well, because I can't do my biker supply runs as a CEO, I have to register as a motorcycle club president. Now the biker supply runs are available, and I get to pick which one I want. So I'm gonna do the cocaine again because I make more money off of cocaine. Now here's the big problem.
You ready to settle this the old-fashioned way? With fists and jaws and bruised internal...
Anyway, we don't want to hear Long John Twaddlewaff, whatever his name is. So I'm gonna enter the cab. This is why I say that the Terrorbyte is not worth it. Once you start a mission for your supply runs, there is no benefit to having the Terrorbyte. So we're gonna do this live on YouTube. I'm gonna drive over here. And you'll see where I'm going. Oh, and I absolutely hate this mission. You know what? I might not want to do this one. I'm still trying to learn how to fight. Oh, I absolutely hate this mission. So this is not a good example because this is one of the few missions that actually does drop a package. It's not a good example at all. And that's an additional thing that should be pointed out. It appears, I don't have any evidence on this as I haven't even owned the Terrorbyte for a full 24 hours. But it appears that when you run resupply missions via the Terrorbyte, that you're only allotted a handful of supply run missions. Now, I know we said that we weren't having any beef in this session, so I don't know why this dude is following me. But I guess he wants to start something. Another reason why... So, that's another myth I want to kill. I read a Reddit post that said, from the Terrorbyte, that you can launch resupply missions in a solo or invite only session. That's not true. That is just a total lie. It's not true. There's no basis to that. I'm gonna warn you all in advance that my fighting skills are not that good, so I probably, typically when I do this mission, I die about 4 or 5 times. I'm trying to learn how to dodge, but okay, that's one guy. Okay. Okay, that's one time. Now they say that the dodge button is square and X, but that doesn't seem to be working. They say never throw the third punch as well. I can't see. That's twice. How many times did I say I was gonna die? About 4 times? Seems like the life. So they say, when that guy stabs you with that bottle, he stabs you like 3 times real quick. Look. See, he dodged. How come I can't dodge? I'm actually doing halfway decent this time. Oh! Oh! Feels like I'm still don't have the supplies. Beat up the lost MC. The last guy. Got the supplies. So this one is not a good example because they actually dropped the package, but it's still, we still get to represent the same problem. I still have to drive the supplies all the way back to the business. Why would I want to do that? 3 miles. Of course, GTA miles. I'm not sure how they calculate. But so to make this video complete, most of the resupply missions have you drive the vehicle to return the supply runs. So for those of you who already own businesses, it'll have you drive like an old van that has some supplies in it, or maybe a motorcycle that has a storage compartment in it, like a police motorcycle. And so you have to leave the Terrorbyte wherever it is. So like if there was a vehicle at Tequila, then I would have had to leave the Terrorbyte at the Tequila, hop into the vehicle, become vulnerable and exposed, and then drive that vehicle back over to the business. Then once you get to the business, you can't call the Terrorbyte. There isn't a request Terrorbyte vehicle. There's only a request personal vehicle option, but it won't let you, it does not consider the Terrorbyte as a personal vehicle. Okay, these guys hadn't learned their lesson yet. Seriously? I don't know why you thought that was gonna work out for you. Should have known better. Look at this real quick. My point being, if I'm still gonna have to, one, drive the Terrorbyte across town to supply the businesses with the resupply runs, I would much rather do that in a helicopter. Look at this. You ain't learned your lesson yet? This ain't became clear to you? There. I usually cut across this little grass. 9 times out of 10, I hit this little rock that's somewhere over here. And there you have it. To me, to EML Combo, if I were going to invest in a vehicle that I could launch jobs from, first thing that Rockstar needs to fix, there should be no reason that you can't be a CEO and a motorcycle club president at the same time. There's no logic as to why you can't be both. I mean, you could be a professional during the day and then run a motorcycle club at night. So that's the first thing that Rockstar needs to fix. The second thing, if you're going to run missions, resupply missions from the Terrorbyte, you should be able to tell what your stock amount is for that business. So, as you can see, when I go back to the computer, we just saw 2 tick marks in the cocaine house. There's nothing here that indicates if I even need an additional run. There's nothing here that indicates that the weed house doesn't have any supplies. So I don't get it. I don't understand why everybody's so hype about this thing. Because I bought this Terrorbyte, because I've already spent the 1.3 million, then it is in my benefit to go ahead and buy the vehicle cargo, and buy some other executive businesses in order to reap the full benefits of being able to launch jobs from the Terrorbyte. As is at base level, the Terrorbyte is not worth it. And that's just my opinion about it. And again, just to kind of be redundant. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that. Moved too fast. Request personal vehicle, CEO vehicles, get my chopper, Terrorbyte services. I'm gonna go ahead and return it to the nightclub. Got my helicopter over here because it's faster and easier for me to fly across the map than it is for me to drive that slow ass Terrorbyte, be on the slow road. The only benefit to having the Terrorbyte in a situation like this is the fact that it can take multiple missile hits. But I also found out in the last supply run mission that when you're sitting in the cab, not only do you not have a way to get back into the nerve center, but you are very vulnerable and exposed to receiving shots or taking shots being in the cab seat. So I'm still trying to understand why everybody feels like this is a vehicle to have. I would much rather get into my helicopter or order a helicopter for $200 from Pegasus, fly back and forth between the two businesses, run the supply missions, rather than drive that slow ass Terrorbyte all across Los Santos. This is the last thing that I'll show in this video. Maybe show off a little more helicopter skills. I think this is my building right here. Land. Oh, there's automatically a land and oh, I did not know that. I was gonna show off my helicopter skills. The executive building, I think this thing was 1.6 million, but I don't have any businesses associated with it. So if I want to invest into the shipment, the cargo shipment and or the car storage, that's the reason why I flew over here. Special cargo. The cheapest one, I believe, was this one. That's still slightly shy of $1 million. Oh wait, no, there's a $300,000 one. Oh, but that's what the deal was. It's only got 16 crates. Whereas if you buy a more expensive one, that's a medium. You get 42 crates, and then the large ones. Then I even question whether or not that's worth it, because the more carts or crates that you have, or the more, my understanding, I'm not saying my understanding is correct, but the more storage you have, the larger your deliveries are. So whereas you may have a, let's just say a $20,000 delivery, if you have a bunch of storage and you wait to deliver it, then you could be losing, I'll just say $1 million, $2 million, because you're waiting for all 111 crates to stock up before you do a delivery. So I might invest in this, seeing that it's only 300,000. It doesn't really seem. That'll give me something else to launch from the Terrorbyte. I might go ahead and do that later on today. But this vehicle cargo, I know already that this is the cheapest one. Wait, is it? I think it is. Yeah. 2.7, 2.3, 2.1, 2.6. Oh, yeah, 1.5. 2.8. So yeah. Oh, so this one is the cheapest one. Okay. I guess I had my eye on this one because I don't have anything on this side of the map. I don't have anything in this area. So like my club is over here, my executive building, my underground facility, weed house, crack house. So I don't have anything on this side of the map. So that's just a quick rundown of email combos, just explanation of the Terrorbyte. Looks like in order to be able to get anything special out of it, I'm gonna have to invest minimum the 300,000 here for this thing, for the small crates. I don't even know where it went. And then the, what we say, 800,000, 1.6 or 1.5. So basically, it's going to take me another about 2 million in order to unlock the other jobs in the Terrorbyte to make it worthwhile investing in the Terrorbyte, so I don't have to drive back and forth between the cargo shipment, the car sourcing, the weed house, the cocaine house, and the methamphetamine if I ever open up a methamphetamine shop. Well, I hope that explains everything. If I had to do it all over again, knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't do it. I've been eyeing the Deluxo for about 2 months. I've been thinking about buying it, but since I know it's just a money sink, and there's questions about whether or not where it can be upgraded, meaning a lot of people have said, again, them Reddit users that have a tendency to mislead you. A lot of people saying that you have to own the mobile operations center in order to upgrade the Deluxo to get the missiles. They say that the Deluxo flies when you buy it, but in order to get machine guns and missiles, they say that you have to own the mobile operations center. And the reason why my mobile operations center is locked is because I had to own a bunker. I own an underground facility, but I don't own a bunker. So 3.5 for the Deluxo, 1.2 for the mobile operations center, and bunker. Is this the cheapest bunker? 1.5, 1.6. Yeah, I think that's the cheapest one. Yeah, 1.5. Oh, it is a 1.4. So I might buy this one. Oh, there's a 1.1. That's so close to my underground facility. About 1.1. So basically, even if I go to the complete cheap route, and that's still not buying everything that you need, right? Because if you want to be able to sleep there, that's going to cost you 200,000. Not that you need a shooting range. A little go-kart to get around inside of the warehouse, 85,000. So if I were to buy everything for my bunker, it's going to cost me 2.4. 2.4 plus the 1.2, the 3.6, and then the 3. So it's going to cost me practically another 7 million if I want to have the flying DeLorean. And so I was buying the Terrorbyte in hopes of being able to run my missions quicker on the resupply runs and even delivering from the Terrorbyte, but all of that's just a fallacy, and I hope that Rockstar does something to fix that. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. This video went a lot longer than I expected, but if you have any comments or questions, please leave it below. I will get back with you as soon as humanly possible. I do try to reply to everybody that leaves a comment on my page. But thank you for watching. That's my rare GTA comment. EML combo out. Peace.